put them glasses on, and it's over with.
Peace, everybody. Welcome to Three Spiritual Chicks.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello, hello.
I am
Hey
Jazz.
y'all.
I am Jazz, aka Jazz the Medium.
I am Tiara, better known as T, but AKA we about to bring it out rose red.
Okay.
Hey,
We
hey.
gonna bring it out. We gonna bring it
I know
out this
that's right,
time.
girl. Okay. Well, I am Joy. Yeah, that's me.
Joyful joy with that joyful energy.
Hmm. Most of the time.
And T. Well, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 2 for us, so we're all excited. Um,
Woohoo!
so today we're going to start with just kind of briefly talking about our how we began our spiritual journeys.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we
Who want to
gonna
go
talk
first?
about?
Who want to talk about how you began your spiritual journey? How'd you start? What led
Go
you
ahead.
to it?
Go ahead, Joy.
Oh, girl.
I like the way she put you on blast, though, Joy.
Right. But I was trying to do the same thing. I was like, go ahead, here. I was like,
I beat you to it.
She passed the
dang
baton.
it. Dang it. Okay. So spiritual journey. Where do I start? I can start from let me just say it. I've always known that I had some type of spiritual gift from a child. It would be scenarios where we would be going to a funeral, and I would either dream about the funeral before we were going, or we would get lost. I never forget we got lost going to one of my dad's cousins' funeral. I had to be no more than about 5 years old, and I was able to direct them exactly to where my parents was like, I don't know how she know, but we did, So, um,
Okay.
so I've always known there was something there. Um, I grew up in a really Christian spirit, a Christian religious family. Let's say my parents both were ministers. All right. So just growing up with those things and being able to tell them certain things, just my experiences, because I felt like at a young age I was seeing things. I'll never forget being in my room seeing things, and I was like, "Oh Lord, the devil is after me." Yeah, I would sleep with my Bible and everything because I didn't know. But it was just like they couldn't really explain it. So with growing up in that type of household, also having dreams and things, um, I kind of was super, what we would call it, super religious myself, but I wasn't judgmental. If people believed in different things, I would also always be like, okay, you believe that? That's cool. I'm still going, I might invite you to church. Let's go to church, y'all. But I grew past there. Um, I grew past there, which led me to the journey that I'm on now. And I would equate that to kind of being at a place where it's like I was super religious, super going to church, inviting everybody to a place where it was just like, um, what more is there? Especially when you have dreams or visions and different gifts that the church deem as um, not acceptable, or of the devil. Let's say that because they don't consider it like being prophets, if you're a psychic or anything like that. But so to start this journey, I would say it's my husband. Um, the reason why I would say that it's my husband is my husband opened me up to where a place where I was not going to church, not knowing. I knew I wanted to move into a different direction, right? But I didn't know like where to go. So I wasn't praying. I knew I wasn't a Christian no more. I knew I wasn't that, but I didn't know if I'm still supposed to pray. Am I supposed to pray to Jesus? If I'm supposed to get, I didn't know what to do. But my husband came into it with, he's open minded, where he introduced me to meditations. So he'd be like, "You want to do some meditations while we was dating? You want to meditate?" I'm like, "Oh, I learned that's of the devil, but okay, we'll meditate." So we would do our meditations, and and things. And from there, I think I hit a really, really hard spot on having a miscarriage where I had to carry that child for the full term after losing the baby at 8 weeks, right? To me having my daughter and losing my job. I didn't know what direction to really go in. Even and I'm sorry if I sound around circles and things like that, but I didn't know what direction to go. I knew I wanted to connect back spiritually, but I didn't know. So I started seeing when I lost my child, they had these groups on Facebook, and I think I typed in like some type of group for when the baby attaches to um, the C-section wall was in that group, but that led me to other groups on Facebook that was more spirituality, right? So I was just like, oh, this is different. I like this, you know. And I think it was one group that I joined that was sound bowl healing. So I was like, oh, sound bowl healing helps with different things. Maybe this may help me because I was going through a really bad depression and things. And went to the sound bowl healing. Me and my husband, never forget, went to the sound bowl healing. I found one here in Charlotte. We went, and I had an amazing experience. That opened me up all the way. I was like, oh, okay. Went to, let me tell y'all about the experience. And I'm sorry, I ain't gonna try to take too long. But the experience was, went there, had the experience, doing the meditative state. I was flying, not flying, but I was kind of over like some Indian land, right? Almost like I was an eagle. So it led me to see like I guess some ancestors I have who were Native American. Then it took me from there to Africa where they were washing my feet in a village. All right. And then from there it took me to communicating with my grandmother who had passed that I never got to meet, and then another grandma, and we were just sitting there talking, and I was like, "What do you think about my husband?" You know, what do you think? Well, my husband then that was like, he's a little short, but we think he's good for you. And then they, one of my grandparents, they were holding the baby that I lost. So I was like, oh, okay. All right. So went deeper into from there. I think the person who was leading that group, she wanted to talk to me separately. And she asked me, said that my team, and I'm like, what you mean by team? She's like, your team, they're super supportive. They love you so much. They want you to step into your gifts and things you've been hiding away from it. And I was just like, okay, didn't know. Okay. She was like, you have visions, right? You have, and I was like, I call myself a dreamer, but I don't really talk about it anymore, like that. But she opened me up a little bit more, and then tragedy hit. I think that's the right word to say. My mom passing. Um, Around the time that my mom passed, I had some experiences that I can't even explain. I know y'all understand it, but I had the experience of me being in starting to get more into spirituality. I was following another reader who I love dearly in her groups and things like that. I went on a fast before my mom passed. When I went on a fast before my mom passed, we didn't know my mom was sick. But I went on that fast. It was just led to me to go on a fast. Um, Went on a fast. I started hearing my grandmother, right? Hearing my grandmother sing a song that I didn't. I know my sisters had talked about her singing the song. And I was just like, hold up, Angel, Trina, did grandma used to sing this song? I was like, they was like, oh yeah, she sung that song all the time. And I'm like, okay, well, I am hearing that a lot right now. Um, and they was like, okay, well, just embrace it. My oldest sister Angel, she's just like, just embrace it. See what she's wanted to talk to you about. I started doing my mother's. Went over to the house to do my mom's hair, and my grandmother was talking to me a lot. Let's just say that she was just like, tell Joyce I love her, and she's always tell Joyce I'm always with her. And I'm like, oh snap, I'm about to have to give a message to my mama. I don't even know how this is gonna be taken. And I was like, Grandma, if can you tell me something that my mama would know so she won't think I'm crazy that I don't know. And so she told me, and then I told my mom, I asked my mom about it. She was like, yeah, how would you know that? I was like, Grandma's sitting here talking to me. I don't know why she's here. But my mom was like, okay, Joyous. All right. Okay. I was like, okay, yeah, she just wants you to know she loves you and things. My mom ended up going downhill um 3 weeks later, and during that whole time she kind of I was still communicating with my grandmother back and forth. She was telling me different things as far as crystals that I need to get to put around my mom. Different when my mom would feel really bad, she'll tell me to go get some type I think it was a dragon blood sage blend that they had at the cosmetic store here. She told me to go get that, walk around her bed, told me to light a candle. I did everything she told me to do because I'm like, I don't know what this is about. I didn't even know my mom was about to pass, but um, that happened the day my mom passed. I saw my grandmother and my grandfather who passed. Also, beside my mom there, and I actually ended up seeing my mom's spirit once she left, standing there. She looked so beautiful. All right. So, and I know I'm talking too much. I'm talking too much, y'all. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine.
Okay. 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 All right. I'm trying to make it fast because this is part of my journey. So from there, it led me to me being just at this strong place of like, okay, I'm stepping into my gifts. Right before my mom passed, let me go back. My mom said, Joyous, I want you to know it's okay to be you and embrace who you are. I'm so proud of it. I could not explain what was going on when you were young, and I do apologize for holding you back. But I want you to step into that. Just step into your gifts and just continue to move in that. And that kind of gave me strength, because I was just like, dang, my mama it made me think I was crazy growing up, But now she's like, step into it. She understands where I am. I believe she had gifts herself because she did tell me that she would see things and she'll be like, no, nope, I ain't saying that, But from there, after she passed, I actually continued to kind of fight, not fight with myself, but I was at a place of being lost a little bit, not really knowing where to go when it comes to like hearing and seeing certain things or people. Um, and so happened, I had a reader that is here in Charlotte that I went to, and she said, Joy, um, you definitely have visions. You have some psychic abilities, but you're probably going to be going into mediumship. And I said, what? Okay. All right. That makes sense because my grandma's came, but I didn't really believe that. Right. That's, sorry, y'all. I didn't believe that initially. So I had another reading a little time later with Jazz. And Jazz I was like, Jazz, what gifts do I have, girl? And she was like, oh, you didn't hear me when I already said that at the beginning that you had these gifts. I said, oh, okay, but I just wanted that confirmation to kind of know for sure. And then, like I was telling Tiara, during that time where Kristen, who's the reader here, told me about the gifts, I was looking for like a tribe, right? Or not even a tribe. I was looking for like mentorship or somebody that I can fall under or to help me grow my gifts. And spirit know what he's doing or she doing or what they doing when they lead you different places at different times, because I was expecting that at that time, but I think it was a couple years later where I read into Jazz, and I'm here on this journey and I'm super excited. So hopefully that whole thing made sense, y'all, because y'all know my Mercury and Pisces be doing it what it do. Okay.
It made sense. It
It made
definitely
perfect
made
sense.
sense.
Okay.
Hmm.
And it's funny how we've had similar experiences with the grandmother speaking to us, but I'll tell it when it's my turn.
Okay.
But to you next.
Oh, okay. So I think I was like, oh, that means I'm up. So, my journey. So, I would say for me, I learned not in childhood. I would say maybe I'm about to age myself a little bit. So like around 2010 ish. That was my first experience of having a dream or a premonition that came true. I had a dream that was really, I didn't understand it, and it was really it was a bad dream. Honestly, I would say if you want to call it a nightmare, I would say it was a nightmare. Um, and I didn't understand it. So of course I'm talking to, my friends like, hey, I had this dream, and just talking about it, just carefree, right? Had no clue as to what it meant. However, a week later, one of our coworkers was killed by her estranged husband. And once I got the call, um, my friend was like, "Oh my God, your dream!" And when I tell you, I dropped the phone. Like I was just like in shock. Like, wait, I really did that. And then and me processing was more so I kind of felt guilty because I'm like, was I supposed to warn her, even though I didn't know? Now let me be clear. In my dream, I did not see the people. I just saw the actions, so I never saw who it was. So that was my um, first encounter experience with knowing I have dreams. Um, After that, I would say this was the ex boyfriend. So, aging myself again, he lost his father. So, when he lost his father was cremated. Don't ask me why, but he would not take his father's urn home. He had his father's urn in my place. So, enough said, right? But with that, in the time that the urn was in my home, there were two occasions where I was disturbed in my sleep. Um, One time, both of the times he was at my house with me. One time, I literally felt like someone take and grab my ankles and pull me towards the foot of my bed. Um, I just woke up and like hit him like, did you just do that? And he was, of course, sleep like, babe, what are you talking about? And I'm like, okay. So I went back to sleep. The second time, it felt like I got pushed. Like I literally woke up and caught myself falling out the bed. So during this time, I'm in church as well. So I called one of my good girlfriends and I was like, hey. So of course she was like, nope, let me get the holy water, let me come to the house. There's a demon in there. So that was that experience. And then later I would say as well, it was when my mama transitioned. I had a reading maybe within a month before she was diagnosed with cancer. So that during that time and that process is when I started, I would say, seeking answers, or as you can say, taking the journey seriously. Because when because she had pancreatic cancer, and for those that are not in healthcare, that's known to be one of the most painful cancers there is. Um, and I couldn't understand it because mom had a heart of gold. She would give me the shirt off her back. So I'm questioning God, like if she went to church. She was a Catholic, so she went to church every Sunday, did her tithe, she prayed the Bible, prayed the rosary. Like, why did you give her something to cause her to suffer? Like, I was angry. I was very angry. So after she transitioned is when I started having, I would say, experiences. What I know now is her letting me know that she was still with me. But I was mad. Like, I was angry. like people were coming to me, oh, God is, and I'm like, don't talk to me about God. Don't say shit. Don't say nothing. Like, I don't even want to hear that. Don't ask me to pray. Don't ask me. Like, I was very angry. So, in that anger led me to, like, find out, like, seek questions. That's what led me to one of the first readers that I found on YouTube. And I came across one of her videos, and when I say it like spoke to me, it was like she heard me asking the questions I was asking. So that was 2018. Um, so yes, I've been running since then, and I'm gonna wrap that up so everyone to understand. So that was 2018, and then in 2019, my first Mother's Day, without my mama, she paid me a visit in my dream. And in the dream, she literally, we were at one of the like this recreational center that she would be at all the time in the community. And she pushed everyone out the way to get to me. And when she got to me, she grabbed me and she hugged me so tight I woke up in tears. So I'm sorry, I'm not getting emotional, but so as Jazz said last week, yes, even though we understand the spiritual realm, we still miss them in the physical. That does not change. Um, so with that being said, that's when I started to take my journey seriously and no longer run. Um, just seeking guidance. Um, and throughout the journey, what led me to jazz is me learning to be more confident in myself. So, like Joy, I was seeking mentorship, and that's how I found jazz. And she's telling me all these gifts that I have, and I've been like, nah, not me. You said I do what? You want me to do what? Nah, not me. And what led us here is now that I have a better relationship with my spirit team, aka my mama being a ringleader. She called this out, and of course we'll have to get to like the feedback of our first show last week. But I now have a better understanding of the direction that she saw me going in and why she wants me to do the things that she wants me to do. Let's just say I'm listening to her and I'm no longer running. I don't even have one foot out the door. So, looking forward to developing more into my gifts and being true to who it is and walking to my purpose as to why I'm here in this physical realm right now. So, thank you, Jazz. I'm done.
Thank you for sharing, lady. Look, I will say this: if you come to me for mentorship and you're straddling the fence, I'm gonna push you off. Okay? we're gonna get moving. We're gonna get moving. You want to get your momentum going? I'm gonna get you moving. But my journey, my journey started as far back as I could remember. I had and I didn't know what it was until I was in my 30s. I'm not gonna hold you. I had an imaginary friend. She was a shadow in the wall. And one day I just told her, I had to be about maybe 3. I told her, I said, I want to play with you. Now let my mama tell me I was younger than that. And I was like, I want to play with you. Maybe a few nights later, I was sleeping, woke up, and there was a little girl standing by my bed, and we became friends. And I remember telling my mom, like, her name is Beverly, and my mom looked at me crazy, like, okay, just weird. So maybe a little time goes by. I'm about 5 at this time. We hanging with Beverly Strong. We having tea parties. We kicking it. We chilling. Okay. It was Beverly, Charles, Pearland, and I found out later these are all my mother's relatives. My mom, she called them my guardian angels, right? And she tell people I was a little cray, like, Jazz a little off. Them are guardian angels, but they were her family members, and I would describe them perfectly, their personalities perfectly. She just didn't understand how. We go to New York to visit my grandmother. She lived in Bronx. And I remember my grandmother had an old photo album, and I'm looking through the pictures, and I see this little bitty picture of Beverly. And I was like, Mom! And I was like, I'll never forget this day. You know, you don't remember much when you were a kid, but I remember this. And I said, you didn't tell me you knew my friend. And she said, really? And I showed her the book, and right there was Beverly. My mom turned pale, and she's a chocolate woman. She was pale. So Beverly is her sister that was murdered many years ago. And I think she was maybe about 6 or 7. Somebody had kidnapped her and took her life. And Beverly stayed with me for a very long time. And she would see things. When I turned about 8, it went away. We were visiting my mom's friend. My mom couldn't find her lighter, and I looked at her friend. I said, "Hey, Carl said the lighter's in the kitchen." And her friend looked at me like, "Carl?" So my mom was like, "Who's Carl?" And the lady was like, "I don't know, but that's my father's name." And I said some other things. I don't remember what I said, but it spooked this lady. And when she went in the kitchen and I told her where that lighter was, when she came back out, she told us to go home. She basically put us out of her house. Like, I think I should go home. So driving home, my mom just kind of looked at me. She said, you're getting a little too old. We can't do this no more. You got to stop. And it just kind of went away after that. Fast forward. Many years down the line. Oh, I had a near-death experience when I was 21. And that's when I started to hear voices. I had took an antibiotic and I went into anaphylaxis. And I guess we'll have an episode when we talk about, because I don't want to take up too much time where we talk about near-death experiences, and I'll talk more about that. But after that, I was never the same. And I remember laying down sleep and hearing voices. And I thought, like, I was studying, like, reading about schizophrenia. Like, am I schizophrenic? I tried to hide it because I didn't want people to know that I was hearing voices. And I mean, at first, they would sound like people were underwater. Like, when you talk to her, like, and then it'd sound real. It was just weird, but I would hear voices. So fast forward years down the line, I'm in this long relationship. I wasn't happy. I was with this man for like 15 years. He didn't treat me horribly, but he didn't treat me well either. There's a lot of infidelity. I was unhappy, kind of beat up on my self-esteem a little bit. We had children together. And I was just searching. And I don't know what I was searching for. I just woke up one day and I was searching. So my cousin Ashley, shout out to Ashley. She was on this show called Seeking Sister Wives. Ashley Snowden, Dimitri Snowden. That's my cousin. And she was on that show. And I called her and I said, hey, you know what? I need to find something, and something's telling me to call you. So she was like, well, I'm not sure where you're going, but I'll tell you where to start. And she told me to read The Alchemist and the Celestine Prophecies. And once I read those 2 books, it was on. So I read those 2 books and I started looking on YouTube. And I remember I came across this man. He was bald. He had on a Chicago Bears jersey. I thought he was from Chicago, but I liked him because most of the spiritual people I was coming by, they had the headdresses on and they was looking the same way. And I'm like, they don't look like me. But when I came to him, he was talking about spirituality, but he looked like everyday person. I was like, okay, I like this guy. I watched like a whole bunch of his videos. Shortly after that, and this is where the significance comes in, I was walking in my house and I heard my grandmother's voice. Clear as day, crystal clear. I'm like, Grandma, is that you? She said, yeah, it's me, baby. And she said, look, your mom is very sick. I'm going to come get your mother. This was 2016. She's like, I'm going to come get your mother. Y'all, I spiraled. I was panicking. I'm like, Mom, I'm on my mom. Like, you need to go to the doctor. You need to go to the doctor. I didn't tell her why because I didn't want to scare her. But you need to go to the doctor. She refused. I'm not going to no damn doctor. I ain't doing nothing. Right. So shortly after, my best friend, who was supposed to come on here today and didn't, let's give her a look. Okay. So she was like, I met this guy. I want you to meet this guy. So I was like, all right, cool. His name was Chakra Zulu. She wanted me to meet him. I said, all right. So when I get on the phone, he was like, you ain't no Sagittarius. You a double Scorpio. So he talked about Eastern astrology and the 13 signs and all this stuff. And he was like, you're not a double. And we were on the phone for hours. And he introduced me to this guy. Shout out to Chris Enlighten. And Chris Enlighten was like, I can make the sun blink. And I'm like, how? He showed me this video where he was making the sun blink. If you look it up on YouTube, there's lots of videos out of it. People, they make the sun blink. I can make the sun blink, but it looks a little retarded. It'd be like, but some people, they can do it really good. You know what I mean? I never really got into it. So he was like, my best friend is a spiritual leader. I'm gonna send you some of his videos. He lives right here near us in Cincinnati. I think you'll like him. And guess whose video he sent me? The bald guy with the Chicago.
Oh
Y'all.
wow. Oh
So
wow.
that became my teacher. Shout out to Ali Myers. That became my teacher. He taught me about altars. He taught me about meditation. He taught me basically everything I knew. I hit rock bottom because finally, about maybe a year after that, I ended that 15-year relationship. I ended that relationship. He didn't like spirituality. I was witches. I was devils. We just ended it, and we're still friends to this day. It was a nice breakup. It was like, I ain't happy, you ain't happy. Let's just break up. And we did. Great father. But after I broke up with him in September 2017, December 2017, my mom ended up in the hospital. She had pneumonia. They put her in ICU. I had a bad feeling because I had took a picture of her and I realized that her aura, that's when I was starting to realize I could see auras. It was real murky, real dusky. And I'm like, she don't look right. So I sent the picture to my mentor. Her name is Indigo. And Indigo was like, yeah, sorry, Jazz. I knew it. So the doctor called me probably that same day and was like, hey, we got to do a bone marrow. We got to do a bone marrow. Something's going on with her red blood cells. They're not forming all the way. Something going on. Long story short, she was diagnosed with leukemia, and they only gave her 30 days to live. So I took her home with me, and she was able to live with me for 4 months. And spiritually, she challenged me those 4 months, but we ended up making peace. I mean, she argued with me every day. She told me she hated me. It was rough. By the end, though, by the time she passed, it was all right. So the day she passed, I had to go to a spiritual retreat with Ali, and I was going to cancel because I thought she had pneumonia again. She was sick. She begged me to go. She said, Jasmine, go. If you don't go, I'm never going to talk to you again. Now I think she did it on purpose. In the car on the way to Tennessee, I had a dream where she came to me and she was like, I ain't going to be here when you get back, in her little sarcastic voice. She said, but I love you and I'll see you again one day. And I woke up and I told my friend Danielle and Solomon, who I was in the car with, I said, I don't think she's going to be here when I get back. Next day, I'm sitting in class with Ali. He's teaching, and I see her standing right next to him, clear as day. She looked younger, but she was just smiling. I said, what the fuck? So afterwards, I checked my phone. I had 30 missed calls. At the time that I saw her, which was 5:20 p.m., she had took her last breath. She was gone. Yep. And after that, like you, Joy, I went through a very low point. My mom passed away. I had ended that 15-year relationship. My job terminated my position. I lost my job. I lost my car. I mean, I hit rock bottom and I spiraled. I ended up losing my house that I owned at the time. Stuff in my house started breaking down. My roof started leaking. My water heater went out twice. I had to buy 2 water heaters. My furnace went out. It was just, everything just fell apart. So basically I had to start over from scratch. And shortly after that, I started teaching, and I had a platform with one of my students. Shout out to Michelle Parker. It was called What to Do Wednesday, which became very popular. People would call in for questions, and that's how I decided to develop. Stopped for years, did reading and teaching, and then that leads me to what brings me here. What brought me here? Try to make my story quick because my spiritual journey, girl's long. But what brought me here was I had been praying for a platform, and I'm still working on another podcast with another friend of mine as well. I'm also in like a few movies. Y'all do a little bit of everything. But I was realizing that people, they love to associate with me behind the scenes. But when it's time to go public, they're uncomfortable with the fact that I am a medium or a psychic, because a lot of people are uncomfortable with it. So I realized whether they said it out loud or they didn't say it, I could feel it. Because, of course, we can see like, okay, she want to associate with me. Our vibe is great. Or he want to associate with me publicly. Our vibe is great. They want these platforms with me, but they don't like the fact that I am who I am. And I'm like, God, just give me a platform where I can be me, because I don't know how to be anybody else. I just don't. Like, you can either take me or not. I might walk up in there with a hoodie. I'm myself. I like to be comfortable. I don't know any other way to be. And I had met you too. And You came with the idea, and when the idea comes, I was like, what? I haven't had a development platform in a long time, and I was like, it's been years since 2020. So I said, you know what? Run it.
Let's do it.
So we want to correct that. That was my mama that gave me that download. I
What's
just
your
didn't
mama
think
name
she
so we
was
can
gonna
tell her
make it
thank you?
have it. Mary
What's your mama
Rose.
name so we can tell her thank you?
Mary Rose.
Mary Rose.
Mhm.
That's where the rose comes from.
Mm.
It's crazy how we've all lost our mothers around similar times.
Mhm.
2018 for me. What about y'all?
2018 for me. Mine was also 2018.
Joy.
2021.
2021. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, that pain never really goes away.
Nope.
I think maybe 3 days ago I had an episode. But she came to me in a dream. I mean, I had an episode, but I had a dream that I had a daughter and she snatched it and ran. Usually she took off like a line, like a running back. I mean, she took the baby. She was like, I'm running to chase. I'm like, Mama, give me my baby back. Every time I dream I have a baby, one of my kids about to have a kid. So I'm probably about to be a grandma soon.
Oh, I think I told you that a couple readings ago. I think I wrote it down.
Girl, I'm tired of, I love my grandkids, but I'm tired of grandma. And I just feel like I'm too young to grandma. I am grandma. And then my grandma boy. That's how I'm grandma boy. I'm like, why you call me grandma boy? Because you my boy, grandma.
See,
I'm homeboy. That's what he call me, grandma boy. That's my guy. So one guy asked him, I said, do you think that grandma boy is a boy? He said, nah, you got titties. You a girl. I'm grandma the homie, okay? Grandma the homie.
See, yeah, my granddaughter ain't there yet. She just, how old
oh
is
my
yours? She
god.
one. She just rolled her
Oh my
eyes.
god.
That's all she did.
Real
Roll her
life.
eyes.
So
Oh my
T,
god.
let's talk about this Capricorn reading I just did.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to put that up on our page.
Yes, we do. We do. But I mean, it's confirmation of, what I've been told, dreams I've had. I don't know if we want to go into that right now, but let's just say the uncle of my future husband paid me a visit to vet me. So I know he's coming. So that's why when I be like my husband is coming, my man's, I know he's coming. So, we about to warm up. It's about to get hot outside. So, I'm about
You
to be
got to be
outside.
outside.
As I
About to
was
be
shuffling, as you was
outside.
talking about your man that's gonna have you outside, the first card that fell out was the Ace of Cups. So
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm just saying, see.
Entertainment.
So y'all, a little bit about T. Y'all don't know. It's T's fallback game.
Oh Lord.
He's not gonna get on
He
you a
gonna
little
put me
bit.
on the spot like that.
T will find any reason to cut somebody off. What's that sound? It ain't nothing. Cut that off. Yeah. T will be like, I don't like the way he tied his shoes. I'm out.
I'm not that bad. Do not do that. I'm not that bad. Joy, don't you co-sign that.
But I'm being quiet. Jazz,
Nah,
I'm
Joy,
about to
come
tell.
on.
So since we had our reading where you said it was something that she's not gonna like, girl, she been trying to figure that out.
Hey, hey, look at the cards I just flipped though, right? Look, right when you was saying it, I got passion. It's gonna be a lot of passion, insane chemistry. I got the Cupid's arrow, right? Have faith, love is coming, surprise. You're gonna be struck by love. And then look what I got, the rudder card. The rudder, she's a track star.
See what had happened
You don't
was
run away when it gets hard.
Don't run, girl.
well, see, that's why y'all my sisters. you know what I'm saying, and spirit and all that good stuff. So y'all can be like, nah, T, you got chill. You know, you did not just put me on the spot like this though. Okay, all right, it's all good. But he's coming. He coming to get me this summer.
You just so sure it's gonna be this summer.
I am.
What month did I say in the reading?
June. And I said they'll get serious at the end of June, July.
Spirit, where my man coming?
Oh my God.
Ooh, let's see.
They got to put me on the spot.
When that
Oh,
man coming? When
can I
that
put the sex
man
change up
coming?
and bow out right now?
When my man coming? Where Julio coming? With his name Julio.
Oh.
Who's that?
Don't have that right there. Where's the
Wait
Hey,
a
what the
minute.
card say today?
Wait.
Why did Dad say Julio?
Hey, yo, look.
Wait a minute.
Hey, yo, look. So the card right here says this, and this flew out. It says it's the right time to take action, but look what numbers at the top of the card. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's the number 6. June, baby. And look, this number says, this card says 52, 7, between 6 and 7, June and July. Flew out the day.
And it's gonna be Julio. No.
Julio.
So the reason why, girl, so the reason why I'll be cracking up on that is because when his uncle came to me, I'm gonna say, I don't want to be, I'm trying to be politically correct, but he's Latino, so I do know that. Yeah. So yeah.
What if he a brother with a Latino name? What if he a brother but his name Javier? Be like, my mama named me that because she thought my daddy was Mexican.
I mean, I don't know. That's not what I've been shown, Jazz.
I'm just messing.
So we gonna see. We gonna see. Either way,
Tiara's got a man. Yes.
Okay.
That Cappy is happening.
Yeah. I'm ready to run.
No, ma'am. Yeah, no, yeah. I told you I will be up in Maryland around that time, so I'm gonna make sure.
I got a friend that live in the DMV. I will be up there. Whooping your tail.
That sound like y'all just need to come make a trip anyway. I mean, that's what that sound like. But okay.
We do need a girls trip. It's kind of cold up there.
Yeah, this week I don't know what's going on with this weather, but like today was in the 40s and windy.
It was in the 40s here too. It's bipolar. Don't even rub it in. Charlotte, North Carolina. Don't even rub that shit in.
Right.
Don't even come up in here starting. Okay, tell us, what was the weather in Charlotte?
I think it was 60 today was the high, but it was 43 this morning.
Take off the stage. Take off the stage. I'm just playing. Gonna put you in timeout for 3 seconds.
But look, if it cold to me, y'all, I'll be going through some Tourette's when it's cold. Like,
Me, girl, I can't take it.
I can't even, like, my body be like, my husband be like, hey, you gotta be extra. I'm like, I can't help it. Like, I don't know what's going on.
My boyfriend be like, baby, is that your arthritis? Oh God. What's your arthritis? Want me to rub your hip, baby? That's how you know you getting up there. You get up there and want to rub your hips and stuff. Like, hey, baby, let me rub your hip real quick. Let me see if I can rub it out. I never thought the day would come when I need someone will rubbing my hip be so soothing. It's a shame.
So you be using an icy hat.
Girl, Bengay, yep. I be smelling
you took
mighty
it back to
minty
the
at work. I'll be mighty minty at work. Or no, BioFreeze. I'm a nurse. We have tons of that. BioFreeze.
Yeah.
The green stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use that. So we want to pop off some zodiac readings real quick.
Sure.
What are we doing? We picking the area or are we going general?
You know me, I'm always just go with the card. Would come out with the card, but whatever you want to do, I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm a
Unless we
challenge
continue with
y'all.
the love, since you done,
Yeah,
went
I'm a
all up in
challenge y'all. You know, love is
my
my area.
look.
I'm a
You
challenge
went
y'all.
all up in my
Let me tell y'all folks out there about my track record. Even though it took me forever to get it right. I have brought together more than 50-something couples. Out of those 50-something couples, only 6 of them did not work out. 7 of them actually got married, and I had the honor of going to 2 of their weddings. And the other ones are still together, baby.
That's what's up.
Come on, I need my own love show. Like finding
You
love
do.
with
You be
jazz.
pushing out there. You be pushing out them love readings. I said, oh,
Because you know what? People love them.
Mm-hmm.
People like them, and people want love. I be trying to I noticed that when I talk about other stuff, I don't get as much engagement as I do when I talk about love. People want to hear about. People want to be in love. People want to be alone out here in these streets.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. But it all starts with yourself, right?
Yes. Cause who was that told me say I love you in the mirror 11 times?
11 times.
Yeah, I've been. Yeah.
11 times. What's the significance of that? What you?
So when you look at yourself in the mirror, one of the hardest things for you to do is to stare directly at yourself. I'm telling you, try it. Mirror work.
Mm-hmm.
Sit there for 10 minutes and look at yourself. I'll do you one better. Look at yourself naked. And I'm telling you, you are going to see how hard it really is. We don't be thinking it's hard, but look at your eyes. Stare through your eyes. It's harder than you think it is. But what I started doing was talking to myself. Because remember, I said before that dialogue that you have with yourself is very important. And a lot of us don't forget that everything that we see is a direct manifestation of what's within us. So everything we see is a creation of our own reality. So how can you expect somebody to come in your life, love you, appreciate you, respect you, and hold you in high regard if you don't do that for yourself? And that is one of the hardest lessons that I had to learn. I had to sit down because I didn't have any love or respect for myself. And I was wondering why I could never find it and I could never get it. But the scary thing is once you find that, you be all right by yourself. You be good. I was taking myself out on dates, traveling by myself, taking myself to dinner, watching TV, kicking, laughing, talking to myself like, girl, that's funny, ain't it? Yep.
You see this face, right?
Yeah.
Y'all
When you
wonder why
really
I be
start
ready to
to
run.
love and embrace yourself, you realize that you already have everything that you need within you. Anybody that comes into your life to love you is just an added bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And baby, sometimes that added bonus be good.
You know what? I ain't messing with you.
That
I'm not even
added
gonna follow that
bonus
up.
be good. Let me come. My man don't play
up.
about me, boy. My man don't play about me. We was out the other day. Some guy walked past. He looked at me, but I swear he ain't say nothing to me. He was like, "Baby, did he say something to you?" I said, "No." He said, "You sure?" I said, "No, no, baby. He didn't say anything. You ain't got to protect me right now. This is pump the gas. He just got an attitude today. It ain't about me." All right, so I'm doing fire.
Okay.
I'll do the water signs.
Huh?
I said I'll do the water. Oh, we split it up. We split. I'm gonna do water signs. I'll do
You
water
sign?
I'll do the water signs. I'm gonna split it up.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna do the earth signs.
All right. And we'll split up the air. I'm gonna take Aquarius this time because Aquarius is my favorite sign right now.
I'll do Gemini. Or do you want to switch?
Why did she say it like that?
Why
You gonna do Libra? You said I'll do Gemini. A Gemini cussed me out today. I ain't gonna hold y'all, but that's a story for another time. Gemini's, boy, they would clock your ass and be right too. So all you can do is just shut up. All right, we talking about love. Let's start with. Oh, my camera went
What's
out.
that mean? I got Libra over. Is it Libra?
Yeah, you got Libra. I'm sorry, my camera. It just goes out. It's weird.
Well, we already know our energy is high right now, so
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you know
I,
what? It is time for a new camera for me.
okay.
Hmm. Hold on, y'all. It's probably time for a new camera because this mug. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started talking till my camera come back on because I don't know what's up with it, and I want to get us going. Okay, what's coming in love for Aries? All right, Aries. The first time I'm getting is Virgo. Might be dealing with a Virgo or something like that. If you are single, the next month might look challenging for you. I mean, I'm not challenging, but the next month might look promising for you. Um, you and not in terms of meeting somebody, but it's funny because we were just talking about self-love. But I think terms like the way you see life or the way you see things or the way you want to be loved or the way you want to be appreciated, things like that might come into play. So I would say, what's the outcome on this? For those that are single, I feel like you are going to start feeling more vibrant, loving on yourself a little bit more, healing a little bit more, feeling more light. And you're going to start moving on to other things. Some of you may be moving on from a past relationship, like emotionally, and some of you may be, attracting something new. And Virgo is in this reading very strong. Taurus.
Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Taurus. Ooh. All right, Taurus. So I'm gonna do this for those who are in relationships right now, um, or thinking about getting a relationship. Um, there's gonna be some changes when it comes to the relationships. Just make sure, yeah, you're not gonna like the changes. It's actually gonna make you question a couple of things in that relationship. I'm not sure if there's a breakup that's taking place. I feel a separation that's going to be taking place with some of the Tauruses here. Um, it's going to push you in the direction that you need to take place with a new relationship. Yep. Ooh, Jesus. Sorry. Oh yeah. Oh no, no, no. Sorry. I didn't mean to say. Oh no, no, no. Yep. I feel. I got backstabbing right here. Y'all gonna go through some heartache. Somebody is going to be hurt, y'all. Um, Taurus, don't hurt. It's just gonna be a change. Y'all can overcome it, right? Um, it's just gonna be a time that y'all need to be to yourself at the time frame, um, to help you get to where you need to get to with the new relationship. If one's going to come, let's see. Yeah, y'all gonna have to get y'all mind back together, back straight after this relationship. It's gonna be taking really hard for some of those Tauruses that's currently in relationships. It's gonna be taking really hard. It's gonna take a little bit of time. I would give it a couple of months before you decide to get in another relationship. I'm sorry, Taurus, because my son is a Taurus, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm up next, right?
Gemini.
Gemini.
Gemini. That's
Yep.
what's like. I'm up next, right? Okay. Ooh. Okay. Gemini, y'all gonna have some challenges in relationships. Yeah, this is for people that are in relationships. So, mm, I'm getting maybe somebody might have been cheating in this connection, which is going to cause some significant changes. You're gonna have to work hard on trying to regain trust if the relationship is still what you want. Because I'm also getting there's gonna be some burnout in the relationship. So it looks like there are some changes. maybe the season is up. This is one of those relationships for a reason, the season or a lifetime. The season may be up right now, and there's going to be new challenges. It looks like it's going to push you into thinking about yourself, focusing on how you may change to make yourself a better person at the end of this relationship, and learning what it is that you want and what you don't want. So, to learn from the lessons to move forward when you're ready to step into another relationship. That's what I have for the Geminis.
That was so well put. That's a sweet way of telling somebody they're gonna get cheated on.
I
You know,
mean, I'm
somebody gonna cheat on me, but
sorry.
that's so professional.
I'm
That was
sorry. Unfortunately, what they say, people lie, but the cards don't. So sorry.
We're on Cancer, and I'm gonna ask y'all forgiveness. It's something with our energy. Something always goes wrong, and it's my camera today. Last week was my audio, and today is my camera. So forgive me, guys. I'll figure this out.
Oh, but you know what? It's okay because what we lie, baby. Shit happens. We good. All right.
Oh, you
It's back
said
on me
Kansas.
again.
Yeah, it's back on you, girl.
Okay. Let's see what we got for the cancers. Hmm. Okay, cancers. This is for those in relationship. I'm going to say this. And it's funny because I'm talking to myself at the same time. But the main thing that I'm getting with the cancers is y'all been procrastinating on something. So I'm getting that maybe you guys are trying to work through something or you're discussing something. Um, Maybe someone's thinking of proposing and trying to figure out the right time. So Jazz doing the side eye because with that we always say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So it's yeah, that's what I'm getting. You're thinking of proposing, but you're trying to make it perfect. Nothing is ever perfect. So when it comes to if you're thinking of like the right time to propose or doing a proposal, or if the person's going to accept the proposal, you can't change it. You can't make it. When I say you can't make it perfect, it's going to be the perfect time for you as a couple. You can't worry about what other people are thinking. You can't worry about other people's opinions, um, how they did it. You know, you just got to focus on you and the person that's in the relationship. Think about how it will make it perfect for them. Stop overthinking it. Stop waiting for the right time. Go with what your gut is telling you and how to propose. Yeah. Make the decision for you on that. That's what I'm getting with for the cancers.
Okay. My rising in Cancer.
Me too.
See what we got for Leo here. So Leo, I feel like some of you were in a situation where you felt like your partner or the person you dealing with been kind of running all over you. So you stay in this situation because you feel like you put a lot of energy into this and you don't want to feel like time was wasted if it doesn't work. Have you ever heard somebody say, "Oh man, I feel like this is wasted time," when there's really no such thing? Unfortunately, what's the outcome? Unfortunately, the situation that you're fighting or you're hanging on to, it looks like it's not going to work. And it can be something as simple as somebody's going to relocate or move somewhere else, or it could be, they're just going to choose to do something else. But it looks promising after this. It looks like if you walk away from the sudden ending of the situation, you know what I mean? You're going to grow from this. And what comes after that is what's going to be amazing. You'll be very happy. That's what I have for Leos.
That's on me, Virgos. Okay. Virgos. What do we
Virgo.
have? All right. Let's see what we have here. Yes. Okay, Virgos. Come. Well, I know a couple of Virgos, not too many. Um, but my husband's his rising is a Virgo. But I see some for this is for the singles. Some engagements happening. Um, commitment. Y'all embrace that. Oh, y'all about to be family. Look at this. Family. Come on. Engagement. Come on, y'all. It's y'all time. I do see that I do feel that there is going to be a couple scenarios with some of the Virgos, though, before you actually get married, because the engagement is going to happen, right? Just make sure you guys go to marriage counseling. I do see that there's going to be some issues with some of the Virgos that hasn't been spoken on prior to the engagement that needs to be spoken on before the marriage. So make sure that y'all go ahead and talk about those issues or either go to marriage counseling. But yes, come through. Y'all get y'all men's or y'all women's.
Okay.
Congratulations in advance, Virgo. Congratulations in
Mhm.
advance.
Congrats, congrats.
All right, we are on Libra.
That's me again. Okay. You want to see what we have. Libras. Ooh. What is going on here? Okay. Wait, what is going on with this? These heartbreaks. I don't understand. Okay.
Wait, did Mercury
There
go direct?
is some.
Shoot, it's a
Yes,
whole
it
bunch of
did.
I
Mercury,
think Venus
Venus,
goes direct on the
Venus,
12th.
yeah, Venus retrograde. That's where we getting that love and all this chaos in it.
But it should be
Okay,
good after
definitely
that.
chaos.
Hey now.
No, we got some backstabbing going on. Yeah, y'all gonna it's gonna be some heartbreaking. I'm so sorry about y'all leave. Some heartbreaking. Your spouse
Thanks,
is
Heaven.
dealing with somebody else. Okay, and they are very passionate. So more than likely they're gonna. And I hate to say this is for some of y'all, right? But they're probably going to be leaving you for that person that they're dealing with. I see it is going to be
Wait a
a
minute.
yes, girl. Oh, for a cancer. Oh my God. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, all
So
right.
that might be why the cancer saw that look because they passionate, right? That might be why we saw the cancers getting in that relationship.
Look, and look, I'm looking at my snake card. The Cancer's being a damn snake, home wrecking. I hear home wrecking. Home wrecking. Let me just pull one
Oh,
card for Libra because we can't leave Libra like that. Libra is all hard. Oh shit! I can't even pull a good card.
You ain't pull
what
that.
you got? What you
Yo,
get?
the 10 of Wands. It's gonna be hard for a minute. It'll be stressing. Look at all the sticks he got to carry. I tried,
Mm,
Libra. I tried. Next week you might get one better.
this is not for everybody, though. You know, if it don't apply, let it fly. We just read the card.
You must got some Libra placement somewhere. Where Libra at your
Actually, I
chart?
don't. My baby sister's a Libra.
Tell your baby sister sorry.
she gonna watch this. All
We go
right.
Scorpio.
All right, Scorpio. What we got for the Scorpio? Let's see if we can switch up this energy.
And we got the same cards, Joy. You told me I got
Um,
104 card decks and I pulled the same one you got.
All right.
I do like this deck though.
Mm-hmm.
all right. So, mm, okay, Scorpios. I think this might be somebody that may be single, looking to go into a relationship. because you it's like you playing a game of double dutch right now. Like you want to be with the person, but you trying to then you jump back. You want to be with the person, then you jump back. So you're trying to make a decision. Um, but think about it. Make a conscious decision. Don't think. I don't know if I can say that, but think with your heart and not with lust. I wanted to say don't think with the wrong head. That's what I wanted to say. But like don't make a hasty decision. Like this is
Scorpios be lusty.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Don't think with the wrong head.
Scorpio.
However, but I do see success if you decide to get into this relationship. And you want to feel accomplished, like y'all going to work together. But you playing a game of double dutch. Like, should I not? Should I not? So when you make the decision, just make sure that whatever if you have a list, like the good, bad, make the decision a conscious decision. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. And if you do that, it'll be a successful relationship. But if you think with the wrong head, it's gonna go left.
Maybe that's the only head they want to use.
Yeah, because we know how Scorpios are. But yeah.
All right, we're on Sag.
Nope.
Ooh, Sag. So what's next? So Sag, some of you are in this period where y'all just kind of chilling, y'all receiving like a lot of clarity, like, and these are for my single Sages. Like you really taking time to work on yourself. Like you want some clarity. You're having all these revelations. You're learning more about yourself and things you need to manifest within yourself and things you need to work on with yourself. And these can be for Sagittarius in a relationship too. And I see like an uptick, like next spring. So basically, like you're gonna be spending time like really cultivating yourself. If you are in a relationship, you'll probably be engaged by next spring. That's what I'm interpreting this as. And you may even be dealing with another fire sign like an Aries, Leo, or Scorpio. You might be dealing with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or Scorpio. Definitely might be a Scorpio because Scorpio keep wanting to come out of my mouth, and I got the big King of Cups right here, which is Scorpio. But I feel that come that time, if you are in a relationship, it's gonna be another level. If you single, on the other hand, you may meet somebody around that time that is a water sign, and they're gonna be bringing some good energy, and they are going to be exactly what you're looking for in a partner. Definitely. But Sagittarius, one more thing. I'm sorry. You gotta learn how to trust people. Everybody ain't trying to get over on you. You meet somebody nice and you're questioning everything they do because you don't trust nobody and you're running everybody away. That Tiara, are you a Sagittarius? Because I'm sorry, you got a very Tiara-ish
I
right
knew
now.
you was coming for me.
Falling back on folks. I'm just playing, y'all. Tiara's wonderful. I'm gonna quit messing with her before she kick my butt. Enjoy you next. I'm gonna pick on you next. I just can't think of nothing yet.
Oh yeah, you already told me about how I need to communicate better with my husband because he'll be understand what I be saying with that Mercury. Okay. I got the Capricorn. I don't even want to read this because it's everything that Jazz already said. I am not even.
Come on, give us the Capricorn.
Go ahead and tell me again.
And wait, this is for my best friend who's a Capricorn who said she was gonna make it and she couldn't make it. Give her a look.
Okay. Well, Capricorns, y'all need to know that you're enough in order to go into these relationships. Do not self sabotage because I do see that some self sabotage there, right? You are going to run into your mate, right? He's coming or she's coming, but you need to make sure you're not running, right? That's why I said make sure you're not running. It is going to be a very passionate relationship, all right, Tiara, very passionate. and y'all are gonna make a lot of new memories. The last card I have here um, is the star card. So this is gonna be a very successful relationship. You're gonna be faithful. You ain't gonna have to worry about nothing. So just embrace that. Make sure that you're not running, that you're not scared of that relationship, that it makes you feel like you're going back to a previous relationship. So make sure you work on yourself before you get there to make sure that you don't bring that into the new relationship.
So before you think about running, call us. Okay. All right, we're on Aquarius. What you got coming up for Aquarius? I love Aquarius. Aquarius, y'all chilling. Y'all sick of snaky ass people. And y'all not trying to deal with nobody right now. I feel like y'all was once in a situation with somebody who chose to be with somebody else. So you just kind of decided to kind of take a step back and kind of look at what you're doing and how you move in because you're just sick of folks. So some of you may be like kind of reframing from dating and stuff like that. But that's all gonna change in October. What's gonna happen in October? You're gonna try dating again. Somebody from your past might come back and they're going to come at you a little bit different. They're going to change that pattern of like, if you have a pattern or a history of dating the same type of people, when this person comes back, they're going to bring a different type of energy. And it may even make you, happier. So you're going to spend the rest of this year just chilling because you're just not in the mood to be dealing with folks. But come around October-ish, somebody gonna swoop in. Somebody from your past, or somebody you know. It could be a childhood friend, or it could be somebody you used to date. I'm leaning more towards childhood friends. Somebody you like, I ain't even look at him like that. We kind of cute today,
Mm.
something like that. And then bam, that's it for Aquarius.
Okay, let's see what we got for the Pisces.
Pisces, Pisces. Hello, Pisces.
Ooh, yes, it's on my girl Joy. Definitely relationship, but everything is looking good. I'll even tell you the cards. I know you're gonna ask. So I got all of them are in the upright. I got a Wheel of Fortune, a Seven of Pentacles, and a High Priestess. So everything is looking really, really,
You
really
got
good.
what? The Wheel of Fortune and what?
Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Pentacles, and the
And
High
the High
Priestess,
Priestess.
all in the upright. So there's definitely going to be everything working out for the better. And it's funny because I feel like I'm reading you, but I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. We're going to have that conversation in private. But everything is working. All the changes that are being made right now in the relationships are for the better. Definitely progress, harvesting. Um, looks like investments. So there's going to be some investments being made. I'm saying time investment is going to pay off within the relationship, like with y'all planning together, everything, your set goals that you have as a couple are going to come to fruition. There we go. That's how I'm going to say that. Um, yeah, then the elevation of everything, the duality, the masculine and feminine energy, everything is going to blend together. So it's looking good for the Pisces in relationships.
Hey.
And I do want to add on to that, and probably because I have you on my Joy, I feel like for a minute there, that can't help it. For a minute there might have been like a gap or a missing, or where one of you may have perceived there may have been a missing gap in communication. Like maybe the
Mhm.
communication wasn't flowing easily. And I'm not saying it don't necessarily have to be dispute, but it could be like you said something and he may not have heard you the way you felt like he should have heard you, or he may have heard you and you didn't think he understood you, or vice versa.
Mhm.
That type of situation where even though we speak with each other through our mouth, we also have like an unspoken love language. And sometimes we tend to speak different languages and it's not necessarily heard. So what I'm seeing is like a flow of energy of y'all two kind of sinking back together, like y'all always find a way to sink back together. Y'all just naturally ebb and flow. Y'all have y'all moments and y'all just kind of sinking back together. So I see y'all actually spending more intimate time together. And that can be little things like watching the movie or just chatting more, talking more spiritually, having more deep talks, deep conversations, and really understanding each other. Because I feel like y'all talk all the time, but like really understanding each other and appreciating each other more individually. So I see y'all actually heading for like a really sweet spot. Like,
Hey.
really sweet spot. Look at that.
Right.
Look at that. Anyhow,
Okay, I will see that. I will see that.
so looks like we went over like 15 minutes. But today was good. Thanks everybody for tuning in with us and laughing with us.
Yes.
Thank
I
y'all.
have to figure out how we are going to have a show without any interruptions in my camera or my mic. I done had an interruption every show. This is craziness. Like now I'm using a different camera because my camera went out on me, my favorite camera. So, but it's all right. Thank you, ladies, for coming on with me. Thank you, ladies, for being brave.
We didn't have a choice.
Okay. We'll see you guys every Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, if anybody wants to get in contact with you, how can they get in contact with you guys?
So I have a Google number, but I will have to go to my phone. Like I said, I do not have a number right now. So I'm sorry. So I just want to say you can reach me right now on Instagram at Dad's Capricorn, and I will add the link tree so you can contact me on my phone.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. You can reach me on Instagram at Miss Flay. That's MS.FLAE. Miss Flay. Um. Yeah, I forgot my business number, y'all. Too.
It'll all be in the description.
Yeah, it's in the description, so y'all can text that. I just don't know it by heart.
Okay, if anybody would like to reach me, I offer all types of services, mediumship, psychic readings, whatever you need. I am Jazz the Medium everywhere. I am Jazz the Medium on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. My website is www.jazzthemedium.com. I am very simple. I am Jazz the Medium everywhere. You can even email me at jazzthemedium@gmail.com. Okay. If I don't answer you right away, please give me a day to answer. I do still have a full-time job as a nurse
Yeah, I
during
was
the
great.
day
If you did say that, I was going to say she a nurse, y'all. So them
and a
12-hour
sister be
shifts that can
working.
turn to 14. Yes.
Now, if y'all want me to be more responsive, I need y'all to retire me, okay?
I know that's right. Shoot. Retire.
With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been great, everybody. Peace.
Thank y'all.
Good
Peace.
night.